Imagine stepping into the world of one of the most famous women in history, a woman adored by millions, yet haunted by secrets no one knew. This is Marilyn Monroe, the blonde bombshell, the Hollywood legend, and the woman behind the glamour. Tonight, you're not just watching her story. You're stepping inside her life, feeling her dreams, her struggles, and her deepest longings. Imagine waking up and realizing the entire world is watching you, even before you open your eyes. Cameras flash outside your window, fans gather in the streets, and whispers float through the Hollywood air. But tonight, it's not just Marilyn Monroe, it's you. You are stepping into a life millions dream of, a life of glamour, charm, and endless expectation. Your heartbeat races, not from excitement alone, but from the shocking realization that every gesture, every thought, and every smile is already being noticed, recorded, and admired. Tonight, you become Marilyn Monroe. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Calm Celebrity. Subscribing isn't just a click, it's your ticket to stepping into the world of legends. Hit the like button, share this video, and comment below which celebrity you want to step inside the life of next. Take a deep breath, relax, and step fully into her world. From this moment on, you are Marilyn Monroe. The morning sunlight filters through the tall windows of your Hollywood mansion, brushing your platinum blonde curls that shimmer like spun gold. The soft silk of your sheets hugs your body as you stretch, feeling the familiar comfort of luxury. You place your feet on the cool marble floor and glance around the room. Delicate lace curtains flutter with the breeze, the faint scent of Chanel No. 5 lingering in the air, and the polished furniture reflects the golden morning light. Today is not just any day. Today is your first professional photo shoot as Marilyn Monroe. Today, the world will see the woman who will define beauty, charm, and allure for generations. A gentle knock at the door interrupts your thoughts. Marilyn, the photographer is ready and makeup is perfect, your assistant says, holding a steaming cup of coffee and a clipboard filled with schedules, notes, and mood boards. You smile softly, lifting the cup. "Thank you, I'll be right there," you murmur, letting the aroma of cream, sugar, and freshly brewed coffee awaken your senses. You move to your vanity, brushing your hair with gentle precision. Each stroke of the brush shapes the iconic curls that have become a symbol of glamour, a symbol of power. Your reflection stares back at you, platinum blonde, radiant, delicate, yet capable of commanding the world. You whisper to yourself, "Today I am unforgettable." You slip into the silk dress chosen for the shoot. The fabric clings perfectly to your curves, cascading over your legs in a liquid-like flow. You glance in the mirror and can't help but feel the weight of expectation pressing on your shoulders. Everyone wants Marilyn Monroe, but inside a quiet voice whispers, "Do they see me? Or just the legend?" Stepping onto the set, the lights flare like miniature suns. Cameras click in rapid-fire succession, assistants scurry, and the photographer leans close with an encouraging smile. "Marilyn, darling, relax. Imagine the world falling in love with you," he says softly, his voice a tether to calm in the chaos. You inhale deeply, letting the hum of activity around you fill your senses. "I can do that," you whisper, almost to convince yourself. Outside, fans press against barricades, their excitement palpable. Screams echo through the streets, desperate for a glimpse. You wave, smile, and laugh, the perfect Marilyn Monroe. Yet inside, your mind whispers, "It's not just admiration I seek. It's to be unforgettable, to feel alive beyond the flashes." "Marilyn, over here, smile for me," shouts a photographer. You tilt your head, part your lips into that soft, enchanting curve, and the flashbulbs explode like fireworks. Every subtle movement, the flick of your hair, the lift of your hand, the playful shift of your weight, creates magic. You feel it in your bones. This is the essence of Marilyn, the image that will captivate millions. A coworker passes by, admiration in their eyes. Marilyn, how do you make this look effortless? You laugh, a delicate musical sound. Effortless? Years of practice, and a lot of pretending, you reply, letting your eyes twinkle mischievously. The director approaches, hands outstretched in excitement. Marilyn, darling, today we capture magic. Shine like no one else can. You inhale deeply, feeling the warmth of the lights against your skin. Every gesture, every glance, every curve must be perfect. And yet, underneath it all, a tiny pang reminds you, the world loves Marilyn. But does anyone see Norma Jean? After hours of shooting, you wander into a sunlit garden. The chaos of Hollywood fades behind you, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the gentle hum of life. You pick a flower, feeling its soft petals brush against your fingers, and close your eyes, breathing in the scent of roses and jasmine. These are the quiet moments the world rarely sees, the moments that make life beautiful, real, and yours. A voice calls softly behind you. Marilyn, are you heading to the interview next? You turn, meeting the gaze of a young journalist, notebook in hand. Yes, in a few minutes, you say. But I like to take a moment, to breathe, to feel alive, before everyone wants the star. Lunch arrives on delicate china, served with precision. Conversations drift around you. Upcoming films, roles, gossip, and new scripts. But you listen, laugh, and occasionally interject with thoughtful insights. You share ideas about scenes, character depth, and emotions. Fans love Marilyn not only for her beauty, but for her curiosity, intelligence, and the way she makes everyone feel valued. By afternoon, the cameras call again for a magazine cover. You pose, shifting subtly to reveal both innocence and allure. The stylist smooths your hair, the lights catch in your eyes, and the photographer whispers, "Perfect. You're going to mesmerize the world." And he is right. Yet still a quiet voice echoes, "I am more than these images. I am life, laughter, curiosity, and charm, all at once." Evening falls, and a private gathering begins. Hollywood elites mingle, but you glide through the room with effortless charm, laughing, listening, engaging. You share insights, opinions, and ideas, and people admire not just your beauty, but your mind, your wit, your warmth. A producer leans close. "Marilyn, your perspective is brilliant. You truly understand people." You smile warmly. "I only watch and listen." The world has so much to teach us if we care to notice. Later, the city lights shimmer outside your window. You pour a cup of tea, sit by the balcony, and watch Los Angeles sparkle. The day's flashes, fans, glamour, and private moments replay in your mind. You think about the world outside, and about the tiny joys that make life extraordinary. Laughter, quiet reflections, the smell of flowers, the perfect cup of coffee in the morning. You take a deep breath, feeling the rhythm of your own heart, the pulse of fame, and the thrill of being admired while still holding on to your inner self. You realize this is what makes Marilyn Monroe unforgettable: charm, wit, curiosity, and the ability to make everyone feel her presence, even in a single glance. Finally, standing before the mirror one last time, hair flawless, dress flowing, smile radiant, you whisper, "I am the dream, I am the charm, I am life and laughter. I am Marilyn Monroe." Take a deep breath. Feel the glamour, the energy, the love, and the quiet moments that make this life extraordinary. And now, know this: You are Marilyn Monroe. Feel the elegance in every movement, the sparkle in your eyes that stops hearts, the laughter that lingers long after you leave, the curiosity that keeps you alive. Tonight the world adores you, but more importantly, you belong to yourself. You are the charm, the smile, the glamour, the mind, and the heart that millions dream of. You are Marilyn Monroe, unforgettable, radiant, free, and alive in every choice you make, every laugh you share, every moment you cherish. Today, you are stepping onto a Hollywood film set for the very first time. The lights, the cameras, the bustling crew, and the actors all converge in one chaotic symphony. And in the middle of it, you stand, Marilyn Monroe, about to deliver your first performance for the world to see. Every move, every word, every glance will be captured on film, and everyone on set is watching, waiting to see if you will dazzle, charm, and make your mark. The moment you step onto the set, the air changes. It's electric, almost tangible. The cameras roll and suddenly, everyone is watching you. Your pulse races. Not from fear alone, but from the dizzying thrill of standing at the center of a world that thrives on glamour, talent, and expectation. This is Hollywood, the place where dreams are made. Reputations are born overnight, and today, your journey truly begins. You arrive before most of the crew, the morning sun spilling over the studio lot, glinting off sleek black cars and polished windows. The scent of fresh coffee, makeup, and studio equipment fills the air. Your assistant walks beside you, holding your schedule, a small notebook, and a tray with sandwiches and tea. "Marilyn, they're ready for you on set," she says, her voice gentle but purposeful. You nod, feeling the familiar flutter of nerves and excitement. Today, you aren't just Marilyn Monroe. You are stepping into a character that the world will remember, a performance that will define your name in ways you can hardly imagine. But beneath the confident exterior is Norma Jean, curious, tentative, and full of quiet determination. Walking onto the set, the buzz hits you immediately. Crew members scurry across the floor, adjusting lights, moving cameras, and checking sound equipment. The director, a man known for his exacting standards, notices you instantly. He strides toward you, clipboard in hand. "Marilyn," he says, eyes gleaming with anticipation. "Welcome. Today we make magic. Are you ready?" You offer a soft smile, butterflies stirring in your stomach. "I'm ready," you reply, steadying your voice despite the tremor within. The set is vast, larger than life. A recreated city street stretches before you, complete with storefronts, lampposts, and props that look real enough to touch. Actors rehearse lines, adjust costumes, and move with precision across the set. Everyone seems to know their rhythm, their place. You pause for a moment, drinking it all in, the scale, the chaos, the artistry, and feel both overwhelmed and exhilarated. A fellow actor approaches, offering a reassuring smile. "First day on set?" he asks. You nod. "Yes." "It's overwhelming but thrilling," you admit, allowing a small laugh. He chuckles. "Don't worry. The first day is always like this. Just breathe, watch, and find your moment. You'll shine, trust me." Taking his advice, you walk carefully to your first scene's designated spot. The cameras swivel, the lights flare, and suddenly you are no longer just yourself. You are Marilyn Monroe on screen. The director calls, "Action!" Your heart beats faster as you speak your first lines. At first, your voice wavers slightly, betraying your nerves, but instinct takes over. You remember the hours spent rehearsing gestures in front of the mirror, Late nights practicing until your lines flowed effortlessly. Slowly, confidence blooms. You move, speak, and laugh with a charm that seems effortless yet captivating. The crew notices. Murmurs ripple across the set. She has something special. Between takes, the pace doesn't slow. Makeup artists touch up your hair and powder your skin, ensuring perfection in every frame. Costume assistants adjust your outfit, smoothing wrinkles and repositioning accessories. You sip tea, nibble on a snack, and chat with co-stars, letting your natural charisma shine. You laugh easily, offer kind words, and listen intently. Small gestures that make you beloved even among busy professionals. During a short break, the director calls you over. Marilyn, try leaning slightly to your left, just a little more. Yes, that's perfect. The camera loves you. You comply, adjusting posture, feeling the subtle power in small movements. Every glance, tilt of the head, and flick of your hair carries weight. You are learning quickly, not just how to act, but how to embody charisma, presence, and allure, the very traits that will make you unforgettable. Lunch is a quiet oasis. Sandwiches, fresh fruit, and iced tea on a tray. You find a corner, savoring a rare moment alone. You watch the set bustle. Assistants carrying lights, sound technicians adjusting microphones, actors rehearsing lines. You notice the small details, how the director's eyes shift, the stylist adjusting an actor's collar, the makeup artist wiping a smudge from a lens-facing monitor. Each person, each detail contributes to the magic captured on camera. As afternoon arrives, a more complex scene begins. Dialogue with a co-star, gestures and timing must align precisely. You stumble slightly, nervousness creeping in. Your co-star smiles reassuringly. Don't worry, just be yourself. Closing your eyes briefly, you center yourself. I am Marilyn Monroe, you think? I can do this. Then opening your eyes, you step forward, delivering lines with sincerity, charm, and warmth. The camera captures it all. The playful smile, the subtle glance, the spark that can't be faked. The director nods, and a sense of accomplishment swells inside. Wardrobe changes come next. Silk gowns, tailored dresses, and carefully styled accessories. The stylist fusses lovingly over your hair, curling it just right, adding subtle touches to enhance the lighting. Each outfit, each accessory, every detail becomes a part of who you are on screen. Marilyn Monroe, the woman who embodies glamour, elegance, and personality. By evening, the set quiets. You remove your costume, brush out your hair, and sip warm tea while reflecting on the day. Acting is not simply memorizing lines, it's expressing life, emotion, and charm, while carrying a presence the world will remember. You feel a quiet pride. Today, you have not just played a character. You have begun to live it. Later, strolling through a quiet corner of the studio lot, the sun sets behind distant hills, painting the sky with gold and pink. The air is cool, scented faintly with leftover makeup and the day's activity. You pause, letting the moment sink in, thinking about cameras, crew, co-stars, and the stories unfolding around you. Hollywood is dazzling, exhausting, intoxicating, but it is your world now. You inhale deeply, feeling your pulse amidst the chaos, and realize this truth. Marilyn Monroe is more than a character. She is charm, elegance, curiosity, humor, and vulnerability, all wrapped into one unforgettable presence. Finally, back in your private dressing room, hair flawless, costume neatly hung, you gaze into the mirror and whisper, I am the dream. I am the charm. I am life and laughter. I am Marilyn Monroe. Take a breath, savor the energy, the whispers, the lights, and the private moments that make this life extraordinary. And now, know this: you are Marilyn Monroe. The sparkle in your eyes captivates, your smile enchants, and your presence lingers long after you leave a room. Tonight, the world watches, but you move freely, laughing, thinking, living as Marilyn Monroe. Tonight, you are entering one of Hollywood's most dazzling soirees, the kind of party that exists only in stories, magazines, and dreams. Crystal chandeliers glimmer above, casting a soft golden light on the polished floors. The air is filled with the chatter of laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the faint scent of perfume mingling with the aroma of gourmet hors d'oeuvres. You are Marilyn Monroe, the newcomer who has already begun to make waves in the film industry, and tonight, every eye in the room is drawn to you. Yet beneath the glittering surface lies a quiet longing for something no spotlight can illuminate. Genuine connection. The limousine pulls up to the grand entrance of the estate, and your assistant opens the door. Stepping out, you feel the cool evening air against your skin and hear the distant hum of music and voices. A line of photographers flashes, eager to capture your arrival. You pause, taking a deep breath, letting your gaze drift over the marble steps, the sparkling fountains, the clusters of elegantly dressed guests already mingling. Marilyn, are you ready? Your assistant whispers, adjusting the strap of your silk gown. The dress is pale champagne, hugging your curves in all the right places, a delicate shimmer catching the light with every step you take. You nod, smoothing the fabric over your waist, and murmur, "I'm ready." Inside, the party is a whirlwind of color, sound, and movement. Directors, producers, and stars of every caliber circulate, exchanging greetings, compliments, and knowing glances. Your entrance is noticed immediately. Whispers ripple through the crowd. There she is, Marilyn Monroe. Men and women alike glance in your direction, offering polite nods, sly smiles, and invitations to join their conversations. A famous director approaches, extending a hand. "Marilyn, I've heard so much about you. Your work on the set has been captivating." You smile warmly, taking his hand. "Thank you. It's all still so new to me, but I'm learning every day." He laughs, the sound mingling with the ambient music. "That charm of yours will take you far, believe me. Let me introduce you to a few people who might be very interested in working with you." As you navigate the crowd, you find yourself surrounded by curiosity, admiration, and the subtle buzz of competition. Women glance at your dress, your hair, your makeup. Men admire your poise and laugh at your witty replies. Every gesture you make is observed, weighed, and remembered. You realize once again that fame is not just about talent. It is about presence, magnetism, and the aura you carry. Yet, amid the glamour and attention, a quiet ache nudges at your heart. You move from one group to another, smiling, engaging, laughing, but inside, a whisper of loneliness follows. Everyone wants a piece of Marilyn Monroe, but few see the girl beneath the celebrity facade. You sip champagne, taking a moment to lean against a marble column and observe. The room sparkles, yet you feel a distance, a small emptiness that even the brightest lights cannot fill. A fellow actress approaches, offering a friendly smile. "First big party?" she asks, her tone light, teasing. You nod, tucking a strand of blonde hair behind your ear. "Yes, it's a lot, but beautiful," she laughs softly. "It's overwhelming the first few times. Just remember, people want to be close to the fame, but real friendships take time. Her words resonate. You nod, feeling the truth of them. Tonight you are dazzling, radiant, and captivating. Yet a part of you longs for someone who sees you, not just the icon you are becoming. The evening continues. You glide from one conversation to another, meeting actors you've admired from afar, directors with ambitious visions, and producers with offers and opportunities shimmering in their eyes. A young screenwriter nervously introduces himself, stammering as he compliments your performance. You laugh kindly, placing a reassuring hand on his arm. "Thank you. That means a lot," you say softly. Music swells, and a small dance floor opens near the center of the room. Couples glide across the polished surface. You are invited by a charming actor, his smile easy, his manners polished. You dance, the silk of your gown brushing against his suit, lights catching every turn, every flick of your hair. The crowd watches, some with admiration, others with envy. You are Marilyn Monroe, radiant, captivating, magnetic. During a brief pause, you step outside to the terrace. The night air is cool, carrying the faint scent of jasmine from the garden below. You lean against the railing, gazing at the city lights in the distance. The laughter, music, and chatter from inside fade slightly, leaving space for your thoughts. For all the attention, all the admiration, all the glittering accolades, there is still a quiet longing, a need for someone who sees you as Norma Jean, not just as Marilyn Monroe. A producer joins you on the terrace, polite, charming, offering words of flattery and promises of future projects. You listen, smiling politely, but your gaze drifts back to the distant horizon. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" he says, gesturing at the city lights. "Yes," you reply softly, "it's peaceful, away from all of this." He nods, sensing the mood, and leaves you to your thoughts. You inhale deeply, feeling the night air, the gentle breeze against your skin, and the quiet thrill of being young, famous, and alive, yet aware of the fragility that comes with it. Returning inside, the party is still alive with energy. Guests toast, laugh, and move with effortless grace. You mingle with directors discussing ambitious projects, actors sharing industry gossip, and socialites exchanging polite compliments. Every interaction is a delicate dance, a balance between charm, diplomacy, and authenticity. You navigate it with poise, learning, observing, and absorbing. As midnight approaches, the party begins to wind down. You step onto a balcony, gazing back at the glittering gathering below. The chandeliers, the laughter, the music, it all feels like a dream. You think about the hours spent preparing, the gowns, the hair, the rehearsed smiles. You reflect on the curious mixture of admiration and isolation, the thrill of attention, and the quiet desire to be truly seen. Finally, back in your private dressing room, the silk of your gown replaced by a soft robe, you sit before the mirror, brushing out your hair and letting the weight of the evening settle. You whisper softly as if to yourself, a truth that holds all the contradictions of your life. I am Marilyn Monroe. I am admired, I am desired, but I am also alone sometimes. I am charm, I am laughter, I am longing. And now, breathe in the glamour, the sparkle, the whispers, and the hidden moments that make this life extraordinary. Know this: you are Marilyn Monroe, radiant, captivating, magnetic. The world watches, but you feel every heartbeat, every glance, every quiet moment. You move freely, living fully, laughing, shining, as Marilyn Monroe. Tonight, you are on the set of one of Hollywood's most anticipated films. The cameras are ready, the lights blindingly bright, and the crew buzzing with anticipation. Today, you will shoot a scene that the world will remember, a moment that will define your career. You are Marilyn Monroe, stepping into a character that is playful, confident, and unforgettable. Every move, every word, every glance must be perfect. The pressure is immense, but so is the thrill. This is your moment to shine. Walking onto the set, you pause to take in the enormous studio. The recreated interior of a lavish apartment stretches before you, sparkling under the bright overhead lights. The props are carefully arranged. A cocktail glass perched on the table, a piano in the corner, a fur stole casually draped over a chair. Everything is designed to make the scene feel real, yet glamorous, exactly what the director wants. Your assistant follows close behind, carrying your costume, a shimmering pink gown that hugs your curves in all the right places. "Marilyn, are you ready for the first take?" she asks, her voice calm but full of encouragement. You nod, taking a deep breath. "Yes, let's do it." As you step into the scene, the director calls out instructions. "Marilyn, remember, playful, confident, but subtle. Every glance matters. Every smile tells a story." You nod, adjusting your posture, smoothing the fabric of your gown, and letting your curls fall perfectly into place. The co-star you will interact with today, a talented and slightly intimidating actor, approaches. He offers a polite smile. "Marilyn, shall we go over the lines together before we start?" "Of course," you reply, your voice steady but tinged with excitement. You go through the dialogue once, twice, practicing the pauses, the glances, the playful inflections. Every gesture, every word must feel natural, but also captivating, something that will stay with audiences long after the film ends. The director calls, "Positions." The crew hurries to their stations, adjusting lights, cameras, and microphones. The set feels alive with anticipation, each member of the team ready to capture the perfect moment. You take your mark, heart racing slightly, mind focused entirely on embodying the character. "Action," the director calls. You move, smile, speak, and laugh with the practiced ease of someone who has spent countless hours perfecting her craft. At first, your lines are precise, almost rehearsed, but as the take progresses, the character comes to life. Your co-star reacts to your expressions, and a subtle chemistry develops. The camera is capturing every spark, every flicker of emotion. Between takes, the assistant touches up your makeup, ensuring that your flawless skin is perfectly lit. The stylist adjusts your gown, making sure every fold catches the light just right. You sip a little water, taking a moment to steady your breath and center yourself. The pressure is constant. Every movement, every glance, every word is scrutinized, but the thrill of performing, of creating something that millions will eventually see, is intoxicating. During a break, the director comes over. "Marilyn, that last take, it's brilliant, but let's try one more, a bit more playful, a hint of teasing in your voice." You smile, nodding, and think to yourself, "I can do this. I am Marilyn Monroe." Adjusting your posture, you step back into the scene, letting the lines and gestures flow naturally. You notice how your co-star reacts differently this time, laughing at just the right moments, the chemistry between you becoming more palpable. The cameras roll, capturing the playful sparkle in your eyes, the subtle tilt of your head, the charm that has already begun to define your public persona. Hours pass. The scene is repeated multiple times, each take refining the performance, adding nuance, and capturing the perfect combination of glamour, charm, and charisma. You learn to balance the playful aspects of the character with moments of sincerity and depth, understanding that true on-screen presence requires more than beauty. It requires intelligence, timing, and emotional connection. Lunch arrives on set. Sandwiches, fruit and tea delivered quietly to your station. You sit with your co-star briefly, sharing a laugh over a line that was tricky to deliver, or a gesture that didn't look right on camera. These small moments make the long hours more bearable and remind you that even in the glittering world of Hollywood, human connection matters. Afternoon arrives, and the scene reaches its most critical moment, the iconic line that will later be remembered by audiences everywhere. Your heartbeat quickens. You glance at the cameras, the crew, the lights, and then at your co-star, who nods reassuringly. You step into position, letting the words flow, letting the gestures feel natural yet captivating. The director watches closely, eyes scanning for perfection. Marilyn, yes, that's it. That's exactly what I wanted. A quiet thrill rises inside you. This is why you came to Hollywood. Not just for fame, not just for glamour, but for moments like this, where talent, preparation, and presence align perfectly. You feel a surge of confidence, knowing that the work you have put in, the countless hours of practice, and the dedication to your craft are paying off. Even as the scene wraps, the energy on set remains palpable. You continue to adjust, move, and refine, knowing that every take is an opportunity to create something timeless. You notice subtle details, the way the lighting catches your curls, the way the camera captures the shimmer of your gown, the way your expressions convey layers of emotion beyond the dialogue. Each small choice, each adjustment, contributes to the magic on screen. As the day winds down, the director congratulates you. Marilyn, today you weren't just acting. You were alive on screen. That performance, it will be remembered. You smile, feeling the truth of the words. There is pride, yes, but also a quiet satisfaction that comes from doing something fully, passionately, and with every part of yourself. Hollywood may be full of glitz and glamour, but it is also a place where talent, effort, and presence shine through. Tonight, you have proven that you belong here. Back in your dressing room, hair slightly tousled, costume neatly hung, you reflect on the day, the cameras, the crew, the lines, and the rehearsals. All of it has led to this moment of quiet triumph. You brush out your hair, sip a little tea, and let yourself relax, knowing that the hard work will resonate on screen for years to come. Finally, you look into the mirror and whisper softly, I am Marilyn Monroe. I am charm. I am presence. I am every moment captured on that set. And now, take a breath. Feel the energy of the scene, the lights, the cameras, the subtle laughter and chemistry captured in each frame. Know this, you are Marilyn Monroe. Every glance captivates, every movement enchants, every word resonates. You are alive in every frame, radiant, unforgettable as Marilyn Monroe. Tonight, you are in a quiet, dimly lit corner of a Hollywood restaurant, away from the flashing cameras and the public gaze. The air is filled with the soft hum of music and murmurs from other diners. But for you, it feels like the world has narrowed to just this table. You are Marilyn Monroe, and tonight, your heart flutters for someone who can see beyond the glamour and the fame. Across from you sits a famous actor, charming and attentive, his eyes flicking toward yours with a mixture of curiosity and admiration. He smiles, reaching across the table to lightly touch your hand. Marilyn, you look even more radiant than I imagined. You blush slightly, the warmth spreading across your cheeks. "Thank you. It's nice to be somewhere normal for a change," you reply softly. He laughs gently. "Normal? With you, I don't think anything could feel normal. You have a way of lighting up everything around you." The conversation flows effortlessly, yet beneath the flirtation lies vulnerability. Fame has taught you caution, but tonight, in the quiet of this secluded spot, it feels safe to let your guard down, even for a moment. You talk about movies, dreams, hopes, and small personal details that you rarely share with anyone. "I sometimes wonder," you say, gazing into his eyes, "if people will ever see me, not as Marilyn Monroe, the star, but as Norma Jean, the girl I really am." He squeezes your hand gently. "I see you, Norma Jean, or Marilyn, if that's easier. I see the person beneath the fame, the laughter, the sparkle. A warm sensation spreads in your chest. Even in the midst of Hollywood's relentless attention, there are moments like this where someone truly sees you, and it feels like magic." You smile, letting yourself relax, leaning slightly closer across the table. The waiter brings your drinks, and you thank him politely, stealing a glance at your companion. He watches you with a look of admiration, noticing the subtle gestures, the way you tuck your hair behind your ear, the tilt of your head when you laugh. Every move is observed, yet it feels genuine, intimate, and unguarded. "I've always admired your courage," he says quietly. "To be yourself in a world that constantly wants to define you. It's remarkable." You sip your drink, feeling a mix of gratitude and shyness. It's not always easy, you admit. There's a pressure to be perfect, to be charming, to never show weakness. But moments like this make it feel worth it. A comfortable silence falls over the table. The soft lighting makes your skin glow, the shadows dancing gently across your features. You feel connected in a way that the red carpets, the cameras, and the flashing lights never allow. Here there are no scripts, no lines, no expectations, only the two of you, talking, laughing, and sharing fleeting, precious intimacy. He leans forward slightly, lowering his voice. "Marilyn, I want to know the real you. The woman behind the icon." You meet his gaze, heart fluttering. "I want that too," you whisper. It's not easy to let someone in, but the sincerity in his eyes makes it feel safe. The world may watch, gossip, and judge, but in this moment, none of that matters. Your laughter fills the small space between conversations, a light, melodic sound that seems to enchant him further. He laughs with you, leaning back in his chair, yet still keeping his attention entirely on you. You notice the way he observes every subtle expression, every fleeting emotion, truly seeing you in a way few people ever have. As the evening progresses, the conversation drifts to lighter topics, playful teasing, and gentle flirtation. He compliments your sense of humor, your grace, your intelligence, not just your beauty. You find yourself relaxing even more, feeling free to joke, to smile, and to savor this rare, unguarded moment. A soft breeze drifts through the slightly open window, carrying the faint scent of the city at night. You glance outside for a moment, then back at him, feeling the quiet thrill of being seen, admired, and cherished. The moment is fleeting, fragile, and yet intensely alive. A reminder that even someone as famous as Marilyn Monroe has a heart that beats, hopes, and longs for love. "Shall we take a walk?" he asks, standing and offering his arm. You take it, feeling a rush of warmth and excitement as you step out into the night. The city lights shimmer around you, but it feels like you are in your own private world, far removed from the scrutiny and gossip that follow you everywhere. As you stroll, you talk quietly about dreams, ambitions, and the small joys of life. Your laughter mingles with his, blending into the night, a perfect harmony that feels rare and precious. For a brief, shining moment, fame fades away, leaving only connection, intimacy, and the joy of being fully alive in someone's presence. Eventually, the evening must end. Back at your car, he gently squeezes your hand. "Thank you for tonight, for letting me see you." You smile softly, feeling the truth in his words. "Thank you for seeing me," you reply. The words carry weight, a quiet acknowledgement of vulnerability, trust, and fleeting intimacy in a world that rarely allows such moments. Alone in your room later, brushing out your hair, you reflect on the night. The lights, the cameras, the fame, they are still there, but tonight they fade into the background. What matters is this rare, private connection, this delicate glimpse of love and trust in a world built on glamour and scrutiny. I am Marilyn Monroe, and even in the midst of fame and adoration, my heart can feel love, desire, and connection. And now, feel it. You are Marilyn Monroe. Your laughter enchants. Your heart feels deeply. Your presence captivates. Even in a world that watches and judges, you live, love, and shine as Marilyn Monroe. You are stepping into the bright, bustling studio of one of Hollywood's most prestigious magazines. Today, your face will appear on the cover, seen by millions around the world. The lights are blinding, cameras click constantly, and stylists fuss over every detail. You are Marilyn Monroe, and today is a day that will mark your growing global fame. Your stylist approaches, adjusting your platinum curls and smoothing the silk of your gown. "Marilyn, the photographer wants you to try a few playful poses first," she says, her voice calm but focused. You nod, inhaling deeply, letting the energy of the room settle into your chest. This is what I've worked for. Every rehearsal, every audition, every moment has led to this. The photographer, a famous figure in fashion photography, steps forward. "Marilyn, I want your charm to shine. Confidence, elegance, but playful too. Imagine the world is watching, and they are." You smile softly, adjusting your posture, tilting your head slightly, letting the corners of your lips curve into a subtle, enchanting smile. The camera clicks, capturing every sparkle in your eyes, every flicker of expression. "Perfect, Marilyn. Now, a few more angles," the photographer says, moving around you, adjusting lighting and framing. You move naturally, confident in your body, your movements graceful yet relaxed. Every gesture is deliberate, every glance carefully crafted to convey beauty and personality. Between takes, the stylist touches up your makeup, ensuring the shimmer on your lips is perfect, the blush subtle but glowing. Your assistant hands you a glass of water, and you sip it while keeping your gaze forward, practicing the poise that will be captured forever on film. A co-star stops by briefly, complimenting you on your elegance. "Marilyn, you look stunning. Every photo will be iconic." You laugh softly, a warmth in your voice. "Thank you. It feels surreal to think so many people will see this. It's exciting and a little terrifying." He smiles knowingly. "That's the thrill of being you. Millions will admire, some will envy, but all will be captivated." You nod, feeling the truth in his words. Fame brings scrutiny, but it also brings recognition, opportunity, and influence. Today, you are both the subject and the creator of an image that will be remembered. The photographer calls, "Marilyn, now I want a pose that's playful, but confident, like you're inviting the world into your life, without giving away all your secrets." You tilt your head, eyes sparkling, a soft smile on your lips, and move your shoulders just enough to convey grace and charm. The camera clicks rapidly, capturing every subtle nuance. Each frame feels alive, as if you are not just posing but speaking silently to millions through the lens. Hours pass. Every shot is refined, reviewed, and adjusted. Lighting is shifted, angles recalibrated, and every expression is scrutinized. The energy in the studio is intense, a mix of creativity, precision, and admiration. You notice the crew glancing at you often, drawn to your presence, to the effortless way you inhabit the camera's gaze. During a break, the photographer steps closer. "Marilyn, your confidence is amazing. You make every frame sing. People are going to see you, remember you, and feel like they know you, even if they've never met you." You smile, feeling a mixture of pride and humility. "I hope they see more than just glamour. I want them to feel a little spark, something real too." As the session continues, you begin to realize the full weight of your growing fame. This cover is not just an image, it is a statement. Your beauty, your charm, your presence will be seen worldwide. People will emulate your style, admire your grace, and remember your smile. You are becoming not just an actress, but a symbol, a cultural icon. Finally, the photographer steps back. "That's it, Marilyn. Every shot is perfect. The world will see you exactly as you are. Captivating, radiant, unforgettable." You sit quietly for a moment, letting the words sink in. The lights, the cameras, the attention, they are exhilarating. But the real thrill comes from knowing that your essence, your charm, and your personality will be immortalized. Millions will see the face of Marilyn Monroe, but few will know the girl behind it, the blend of confidence, vulnerability, and humanity that makes you who you are. As the studio begins to clear, your stylist drapes a soft robe over your shoulders. You look into the mirror, catching a glimpse of the woman who has just posed for a moment that will be remembered around the world. You smile, a quiet satisfaction settling over you. "I am Marilyn Monroe. I am beauty, charm, and presence. Every image, every frame, every cover reflects not just who I am, but who I aspire to be." And now feel it. You are Marilyn Monroe. Every glance captivates. Every smile enchants. Every movement tells a story. You are admired, celebrated, and unforgettable as Marilyn Monroe. You are stepping out of your limousine in the center of Los Angeles, the flashing cameras immediately capturing your every movement. Today, headlines and gossip columns will dissect every glance, every word, every choice. You are Marilyn Monroe, and even as the world adores you, the scrutiny is relentless. Paparazzi surround the entrance to the studio, shouting questions and snapping photos. "Marilyn, what do you have to say about the rumors? Is it true? Are you okay?" You lift your chin, forcing a gentle, composed smile. "I'm fine, thank you," you say, your voice steady but calm. Inside, your heart races. You know that every move, every glance will be analyzed and judged. The cameras never blink, and neither does the public eye. Your manager squeezes your arm lightly, whispering, "Just keep calm. Don't let them see you upset." You control the narrative. You nod, inhaling deeply. "I am Marilyn Monroe. I am strength, grace, and presence. I can handle this." You move through the throng, waving politely, letting the flashes of the cameras bounce off your sequined gown. Every step, every motion is deliberate, measured, an art form in itself. Inside the studio, you meet the director and a few close colleagues. "Marilyn, take a moment," the director says, leading you to a quiet room away from the cameras. You sit, letting your shoulders relax slightly. The outside world is chaotic, but here you can breathe. I hate it when they twist things, you whisper, staring out the window at the growing crowd. I'm just living my life, doing my work, and suddenly it's a scandal. Your assistant nods sympathetically. They thrive on drama. But remember, you are in control. You decide what you reveal, what you don't. You run your fingers through your curls, reflecting on the strange balance of fame. The world wants to adore you, but adoration comes with strings, constant scrutiny, misinterpretation, and pressure to maintain perfection. Even a small mistake, a fleeting glance, or a casual comment can become fodder for headlines. A phone rings. It's your publicist, calling to discuss the story breaking online. Marilyn, I know it's stressful, but we have a strategy. Stay poised. The world will follow your lead, and they'll see your grace under pressure. You nod, taking a deep breath. I am Marilyn Monroe. I will remain calm, charming, and unshakable. Your inner voice steadies you as you prepare to face the cameras again. Back outside, the crowd has grown. Fans and journalists alike wait for any sign of weakness. You step forward, smiling naturally. Thank you for caring, you say, voice soft but confident. I hope everyone enjoys the work I've created. A journalist leans closer. Marilyn, do you feel hurt by these rumors? You pause, choosing your words carefully. I believe in living authentically and focusing on my craft. That's what matters to me. Everything else will pass. Inside, the whispers, flashes, and constant observation feel suffocating. Yet, you remind yourself that this is part of the life you chose. Hollywood glamour comes with its trials, and the world often mistakes public attention for personal understanding. You smile gracefully, walking through the crowd, every movement a lesson in composure. Later, in the quiet of your dressing room, you reflect on the day. The media may try to control the narrative, spin stories, and ignite scandals, but they cannot define who you are. Your presence, your charm, and your talent remain untouched by the noise outside. I am Marilyn Monroe, and though the world watches, judges, and whispers, I remain unshaken. My grace, my charm, and my presence are mine alone. You whisper to yourself. You gaze into the mirror, brushing out your hair, letting your mind settle. The flashes, the rumors, the gossip, they will fade, but the essence of who you are endures. You smile softly, knowing that you are more than the headlines, more than the scandal, and more than the fleeting opinions of the public. You are Marilyn Monroe. Every glance captivates, every smile enchants, every movement tells your truth. Even amid scrutiny, gossip, and public pressure, you shine with resilience, charm, and timeless grace. As Marilyn Monroe. You are in your private bedroom at your mansion, the house quiet except for the soft tick of the clock on the wall. Outside, the city glimmers, lights twinkling like distant stars, but inside, silence wraps around you. Tonight, you are Marilyn Monroe, yet here, away from cameras, lights, and the relentless gaze of the public, you are just Norma Jean, the woman behind the smile. Sitting on the edge of your velvet chaise, you cradle a warm cup of tea between your hands. The steam rises, curling into the air, a comforting scent in the stillness. You gaze at your reflection in the ornate mirror, the Hollywood glamour stripped away, leaving only the contours of your face, the softness in your eyes, and the vulnerability few ever see. Did they ever know me? You wonder, did anyone see beyond the platinum curls, the sparkling gowns, the laughter, You imagine a conversation with someone you trust. "I feel invisible sometimes," you whisper into the empty room. Everyone sees Marilyn, but nobody really knows Norma Jean. Your assistant once told you, "They see the image you project. The real you is for those who truly care." But tonight, the silence makes you question it. The adoration of millions feels heavy, a gilded cage that both comforts and confines. You rise and walk slowly to the grand window, looking out at the city below. The lights are beautiful, but you feel a pang of loneliness. Fame has brought privilege, glamour, and admiration, but it has also separated you from ordinary connection. Dinner invitations, parties, interviews, they all come, yet the companionship feels fleeting, superficial. "Is this really what I wanted?" You murmur, letting your fingers trace the delicate lace of your robe. "To be adored by millions, yet feel alone in my own home." You think about the day's work, the photo shoot, the film set, the interviews, the applause, the flashes of cameras, the laughter of co-stars. They were exhilarating, yes, but when the doors close and you are left alone, the exhilaration fades, leaving silence. Walking to your vanity, you pick up a photo of yourself from a younger age. Long before fame, Norma Jean with wide eyes and a shy smile. You run your fingers over the image, a wistful smile touching your lips. You were brave then, and you've survived everything Hollywood has thrown at you, you whisper to the reflection. A soft sigh escapes as you sink into a velvet armchair, curling your legs beneath you. You allow your thoughts to wander, imagining conversations that never happened, words left unsaid, moments you wish you could relive. The glamour, the laughter, the adoration, they are all real, but they cannot fill the quiet spaces of the heart. You imagine a friend asking, "Marilyn, how do you manage it all?" You laugh quietly to yourself. "I don't know if I manage. I survive. One day, one scene, one smile at a time." A faint sound of a piano drifts from a nearby room, one of your favorite melodies. You close your eyes, letting it wash over you, feeling the connection to your younger self, to dreams you still hold, to hopes that remain untouched by fame. Music becomes a companion, a reminder that even alone, you are alive, you are present, and you are whole. The night deepens, shadows dancing across the walls. You sip your tea again, letting the warmth comfort you. Thoughts of past loves, fleeting friendships, and fleeting happiness pass through your mind. Hollywood has given you everything and taken almost as much. Yet in this quiet, private moment, you feel a spark of peace. I am Marilyn Monroe, and yet I am more than that. I am Norma Jean. I am laughter, vulnerability, hope, and resilience. I am every moment I have lived, both in the spotlight and in the shadows. You lay back on the chaise, gazing at the ceiling, imagining the life you have led. The glamour, the laughter, the love, the loneliness. The world sees the sparkling smile, the radiant charm, the flawless presence. But here, in your private sanctuary, you embrace the truth of who you are. And now, know this. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are beauty and vulnerability, fame and depth, charm and humanity. Behind the glitter and the lights, your heart beats, your mind dreams, and your soul shines as Marilyn Monroe. You are walking down the grand red carpet of a prestigious award ceremony, the night alive with flashing cameras, reporters, and the chatter of Hollywood's elite. Tonight, the world is watching, and your name is on everyone's lips. You are Marilyn Monroe, and tonight is a celebration of your work, your charm, and your rising legend. The velvet ropes part as you glide forward, your gown sparkling under the lights, each sequin catching the flash of 1,000 cameras. Fans cheer, shouting your name. Marilyn! Marilyn! You smile, every movement graceful, every glance poised, knowing that millions around the world are seeing you, admiring you, remembering you. A reporter approaches, microphone in hand. Marilyn, how does it feel to be nominated tonight? You tilt your head, letting a soft laugh escape. It's overwhelming in the best way. I feel honored and grateful for every moment that brought me here. You continue along the carpet, stopping briefly for photographs with co-stars and friends. You notice whispers, compliments, and envious glances, but you focus on the joy of being recognized for your craft. Behind the glamour, behind the applause, is a quiet sense of accomplishment that no one can take away. Inside the grand ballroom, the lights are dazzling, the tables draped in silk, and the air buzzing with anticipation. You take your seat, smoothing the folds of your gown, and glance around at the stars, directors, and producers who have shaped your career. A familiar co-star leans over. Marilyn, you look stunning tonight. Don't let nerves get the best of you. You smile softly, a mixture of gratitude and anxiety swirling inside. Thank you. I just hope I can do justice to the moment if my name is called. As the ceremony begins, applause fills the room, speeches echo, and cameras capture every smile, every whisper. You listen to others receive accolades, watching their reactions, the mixture of joy, surprise, and sometimes disbelief. Each story reminds you of your own journey. Auditions, long hours on set, the constant push to be more than just a pretty face. Finally, the moment comes. The presenter steps forward, envelope in hand. And the award for Best Supporting Actress goes to Marilyn Monroe. A thrill rushes through you. The room erupts in applause, cheers, and flashes. You stand, feeling a momentary dizzying mixture of joy, nerves, and disbelief. Walking to the stage, your heels click against the floor, each step measured, elegant, confident. Taking the microphone, you feel the weight of eyes upon you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This means more than words can express, you say, voice steady but full of emotion. I've worked hard, loved every moment of it, and I am grateful to everyone who believed in me, challenged me, and allowed me to grow as an actress. You glance around the room, your eyes meeting the familiar faces of co-stars, directors, and mentors. Each nod, each smile, each gesture of encouragement reminds you that the applause is not just for glamour. It is recognition of talent, effort, and perseverance. Stepping down from the stage, award in hand, you feel a quiet pride. The cameras follow, the flashes continue, and the whispers of admiration ripple through the crowd. But inside, there is a calm satisfaction. You've achieved something significant, not just for yourself, but for everyone who has supported and guided you. During the after-party, champagne glasses clink, laughter rings out, and music fills the air. You move gracefully through the crowd, chatting with friends and fans alike, letting your charm and warmth shine without effort. Yet, amidst the celebration, a small part of you reflects quietly on the journey, the sacrifices, and the moments of doubt that led you here. A friend leans closer, raising an eyebrow. You're quiet tonight, Marilyn. Everything all right? You smile softly, holding your award. I'm just taking it all in. The applause, the attention, the recognition, it's amazing. But it reminds me how far I've come and how much I've grown. Later, in a quieter corner of the ballroom, you watch others celebrate. Realizing that fame is fleeting, applause is temporary, but your dedication, talent, and essence endure. Every smile you've given, every role you've embodied, every challenge you've overcome. It has brought you to this moment, solidifying your place not just in Hollywood, but in the hearts of those who admire your work. Returning home later that night, gown carefully draped over a chair, award resting nearby, you reflect quietly. The glamour, the flashes, the cheers. They are exhilarating, yes, but the true reward lies in knowing your craft, your charm, and your presence have made an impact. The world saw Marilyn Monroe tonight, but you know the depth, the effort, and the heart that made her unforgettable. I am Marilyn Monroe, and this award is more than recognition. It is a reminder of the journey, the perseverance, and the dedication that brought me here. I am every moment I have lived, every character I have embodied, and every heart I have touched. And now, feel it. You are Marilyn Monroe. Every glance captivates, every smile enchants, every movement tells your story. You are celebrated, admired, and remembered as Marilyn Monroe. You are sitting in your softly lit living room, the quiet of the evening settling over your mansion like a gentle embrace. Outside, the city hums softly, but inside, time feels suspended. Tonight, you are Marilyn Monroe, reflecting on a life that has been both luminous and complicated. A life that millions have admired, dissected, and remembered. The room is filled with mementos of your journey. Photographs from films, magazine covers, letters from fans, and a few personal keepsakes that no one else would see. Each item tells a story, each memory a chapter in a life that has been extraordinary yet, at times, lonely. You hold a photograph of yourself from the early days, when dreams felt limitless and the world was full of possibilities. How much have I changed? You wonder. How much of Marilyn is me, and how much is the world's image of me? Your mind drifts through decades of fame, the lights, the applause, the cameras that never blinked, the people who adored you from a distance, and the moments of quiet vulnerability that only you could truly feel. You think of the countless hours on film sets, the thrill of performing, the laughter shared with friends, the fleeting romantic encounters and the whispers of scandal. Fame has given you visibility, influence, and opportunity. But it has also demanded that you present perfection, even when you felt fragile. Sipping tea, you reflect on the lessons life has taught you. To be a woman in this world is to navigate strength and vulnerability simultaneously. To live fully is to embrace joy and sorrow, glamour and solitude, admiration and judgment. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of your experiences. You've learned that beauty is not merely skin deep. It is presence, confidence, and authenticity. That charm is not just a gift. It is a responsibility to be kind, gracious, and true to yourself. A memory surfaces from an early interview. A journalist asked, "Marilyn, what do you believe about love, life, and happiness?" You had smiled then, softly, thoughtfully. Happiness is fleeting, love is complex, and life is what we choose to make of it. We must honor ourselves, our dreams, and our humanity, even when the world watches with scrutiny. You glance around the room at the objects representing your career, realizing that each accolade, each role, each smile captured by the cameras was also a statement of identity. You were more than an actress. You were a symbol of femininity, resilience, and complexity. A woman could be glamorous, intelligent, strong, and vulnerable all at once. And you lived that truth, fully and unapologetically. The night deepens, and you allow yourself a rare moment of quiet introspection. You think of your fans, millions who saw Marilyn Monroe, the icon, but who may never have understood the person behind the glittering image. You hope they feel the spark of authenticity in your work, the glimpses of humanity behind every laugh, every glance, every performance. Your mind wanders to conversations with friends and co-stars over the years. Marilyn, someone once said, you make everyone feel alive, even when they only glimpse a part of you. You smile softly, realizing the truth in those words. Influence is not just about being admired. It is about inspiring, connecting, and leaving an imprint on the hearts of others. You think of the challenges, the heartbreaks, the pressures of fame, and the solitude that often accompanied triumph. Yet through it all, you have maintained your essence, the spark, the charm, the combination of vulnerability and strength that defines you. Each experience, joyful or painful, has shaped the woman you are today. I am Marilyn Monroe, you whisper to yourself. I am resilience, charm, intellect, and beauty. I have lived boldly, loved deeply, and shared my life with the world in a way few can understand. You rise and walk to the window, gazing out at the twinkling lights of the city. Life is fleeting yet rich. Fame is temporary, yet influence can endure. To be a woman is to embrace complexity, to balance strength and softness, to honor oneself even amidst expectation and judgment. A soft smile forms as you recall a lesson from your early days. We must define our own identity, our own worth, and our own joy. The world may try to label us, control us, or confine us, but our spirit, our ideas, and our choices are ours alone. You sit back down, allowing the quiet to envelop you, reflecting on how far you've come, the legacy you leave, and the essence of who you truly are. Fame may be ephemeral, but the ideas you've lived, the charm you've shared, and the influence you've had on women and men alike will resonate far beyond the lights, cameras, and applause. I am Marilyn Monroe, and I have lived fully, loved fiercely, and embraced the beauty and complexity of being a woman. I have shown that femininity is strength, that charm is authenticity, and that life's brilliance is found in both joy and struggle. And now, feel it. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are iconic yet human, glamorous yet vulnerable, admired yet reflective. You are a woman who has faced the pressures of fame, the expectations of the world, and the whispers of doubt. Yet you have remained true to yourself. Every smile, every glance, every performance was a piece of your spirit, a testament to your resilience, your intelligence, and your charm. You are the embodiment of femininity, not just in beauty, but in strength, in courage, and in the ability to embrace every aspect of life fully. You are the laughter that brightens a room, the quiet thoughtfulness in a lonely moment, the spark of creativity that inspires millions. You are the combination of softness and steel, grace and wit, vulnerability and power. You are every woman who has struggled to define herself in a world that wants to label her, every artist who dares to live authentically, and every person who dreams of leaving a lasting mark on the world. You are timeless. Your influence stretches beyond films and photographs, beyond headlines and applause. You are the idea that life can be lived with passion, that being a woman is not weakness but a source of infinite strength, and that charm, beauty, and intelligence can coexist without compromise. You are Marilyn Monroe, and your spirit, your legacy, and your ideas will echo forever, in hearts, in dreams, and in the stories of those who admire the life you lived so fully. You stand behind the velvet curtain, fingers pressed against the heavy fabric, as if feeling the heartbeat of the theater itself. The roar from the audience is a muted thunder, so far away and yet entirely present, vibrating through the boards beneath your shoes. Tonight, the stage will not simply host a performance. Tonight, it will fix a moment in time. You are Marilyn Monroe, and every breath you take now carries a weight you have learned to accept. Adoration, expectation, and the curious hope that some small truth will slip through the sparkle. A stagehand murmurs, 5 minutes. His voice is steady but hoarse with excitement. The same tremor you feel pulsing at the base of your throat. You sit on a low stool, smoothing the silk of your gown with hands that are both practiced and slightly trembling. The dress fits like a second skin, pale, luminous, sequins catching the dim backstage lights like tiny constellations. The microphone stands on an arm of chrome at the center of center stage, simple and intimate. A friend and a witness. You rehearse the words quietly, not the melody but the cadence, the teasing drawl, the soft-lipped syllables that hang in the air like perfume. "Happy birthday," you whisper, then let the rest of the phrase fall into silence, save for the thought that lingers. This will be more than a song. It will be a ripple across headlines and living rooms, a soundbite that will travel beyond the theater and become a memory for a country. You think of the rehearsals, the countless hours in small rooms, where a voice coach guided you through breath, control, and phrasing, where you learned that a pause could be louder than a phrase. You think of the director's quiet insistence on a certain lightness, the choreographer's laugh, the band leader's nod when you hit just the right note. All those small details have led to this. A single night where preparation and fate will meet. The curtain parts. Light pours across the stage like an ocean. You step forward and feel heat bloom across your skin. The applause is immediate, but it is the kind of applause that isn't only for what you are about to do. It is for what you represent. Beauty, comic timing, an American sort of fantasy folded into a woman. You smile because the smile is part of the ritual. You let your eyes sweep the audience, not to examine them but to gather them, to pull the room's attention into the orbit you will create. The announcer's voice glides over the music like a ribbon. And now, Miss Marilyn Monroe. The band swells, a soft brush of drums, a hush of brass, and then your voice slides into the melody, delicate as a pendant and just as visible. It is not the loud, belting projection of Broadway. Rather, it is breath, honeyed and intimate. You have learned that the microphone will carry what you cannot shout. It will make private things public. As you sing, you feel the crowd adjust, as if they are leaning in. You hear the rustle of fabric, the small gasp at an unexpected inflection, the shift of 1,000 people inhaling at once. The simplest choices, arching the syllable here, holding a note there, reveal themselves as acts of conversation. To someone in the back row, you are a fantasy. To someone in the stalls, you may be a memory. Either way, the work is to be present. Between phrases, your mind wanders briefly to the private corners of life that do not make the headlines. A kitchen table with a half-washed cup, a neighbor's dog barking across a fence, a late-night letter you never sent. The contrast is sharp. The intimacy of those small details and the intimacy of the stage both have the same roots. Both require courage to be honest for the ear of another. Your co-performers watch you from the bandstand, their faces lit by the stage glow. The pianist gives you a small smile, an anchor. The drummer keeps a steady tempo that is almost a heartbeat. You respond not only with your voice but with tiny gestures. The tilt of the head, the half-closed eyes at the end of a line, the playful crumb of a smile that suggests you are in on a private joke with the room. These are your gestures of conversation with the crowd. At one point, a reporter in the press section whispers something to his neighbor. You catch a phrase, perfectly staged, and for a second your chest tightens. That phrase could cut two ways: a compliment of craft, or a suggestion that the moment is constructed, not real. You push the thought aside and choose honesty over defensiveness. The truth is that even stage things can be true if the heart is in them. Midway through, a young child in the front row stands on a seat, eyes enormous, and the sight cracks you open in the gentlest way. The child smiles and claps with the purest awe, and for a moment you sing not for the headlines or the critics, but as if you were singing back to that child, sending a warmth across decades like a secret. The band softens its arrangement. You lean forward as if offering a shared whisper. After the applause for that phrase dies down, you hear something else, the subtle shift of people leaning toward one another, murmuring in that warm way an audience does when they are moved. It is intoxicating and humbling. Your performance, which you once feared might be only surface, now feels layered with meaning. You move through the song with the careful navigation you have learned. Timing, breath, emotion. Your face suggests levity while your voice lingers in places that invite meaning. When the final note quivers and fades into the hush of attention, the room erupts. The applause is thunderous and immediate. Yet what you notice is not the noise but the faces, some shining, some perplexed, many transformed by the small joy of witnessing something crafted to touch them. Backstage, someone embraces you. An old friend who has watched you grow from a nervous newcomer to a poised figure whose every step looks intentional. "You owned it," she says simply. Her hand squeezes your arm, grounding you. You nod and let yourself be steadied by the ordinary human contact of someone who has seen both the rehearsals and the small mistakes. Later, you are escorted to a small suite where dignitaries will present flowers and compliments. Cameras flash as men and women pose near you, offering praises and invitations, the hungry social world continuing its pursuit. You accept the flowers and the conversation with practiced grace. Each compliment is a tiny stone that builds the foundation of your public persona. You know, and they know, the weight of each stone, the need to balance authenticity with expectations. You retire briefly to a quiet room, closing the door on the glint and the glow. Your hand finds a simple chair by the window. You press your fingertips to the glass, feeling the coolness. In the street below, a taxi passes, its headlights throwing shifting rectangles of light across the pavement. The city goes on, indifferent in its rhythm, and yet somehow part of the same night you just performed in. A friend sits across from you and says, "They loved you." Her voice is matter-of-fact but tender, and you let the words sink in. You are grateful for the applause, not because it validates you, but because it connects you to people in a way few other things can. Yet, after the rush, the quiet settles in. A space where you can feel tired and strangely alive at once. You think about the way your voice can make strangers feel seen, as if a soft thread of attention is looped from your heart to theirs and back. That thread is both a gift and an obligation. Every performance asks something of you. You are asked to be generous with your presence, generous with your vulnerabilities, even if you must dress them in charm and costume. Memories rise unbidden, an affectionate lunch with a makeup artist. Who told you that your laugh could light a room? A terse note from a producer about punctuality. The rough but honest advice from a vocal coach who said, "Listen to the silence in music. It will teach you where to land." Those memories are not all glamour. Some are merely functional, an assembly of tiny moments that form the architectonics of a life. There are also private losses threaded through the high points of fame. You remember an evening when you left a party early because you felt too tired to fake delight. You remember a romance that moved too fast and crashed too loudly. You remember nights when you read letters from fans and felt a tender responsibility toward those private confessions. These recollections don't diminish the performance. They shade it. As the evening slows, you make your way toward the exit, the crowd thinning like a tide retreating. The streetlights outside are cool and indifferent, and you breathe the night air in long, patient pulls. A taxi idles, and you slide into its back seat, the city blurring past in strips of neon and shadow. The driver offers a small, casual remark about the show, and you laugh in return. Not the performative laugh for cameras, but a simple, private chuckle. Back at your home, you remove the sequined gown and step into something soft and plain. The contrast feels almost like a costume change into yourself. You stand in front of the same mirror that has reflected transformations for years, and for a moment, simply observe. The woman in the glass is still Marilyn Monroe in the world's photograph, but now she is also a person who has given a piece of herself and received so much that she carries it like a warm cloak. You sit on the edge of the bed and cradle a cup of tea, letting its warmth seep into you. The adrenaline has ebbed. In its place is a quieter hum, an aftertaste of the audience's breath. You close your eyes briefly and can almost hear the echo of applause as if it were a tide rolling in the distance. Before sleep, you write a brief note, nothing public, just a private line on a small piece of stationery. "Tonight felt true," you write. "It touched me in a way I didn't expect. Thank you, whoever you were in the crowd." You fold the note and place it in a drawer, a small talisman to remember the raw, unbottled feeling. You drift toward sleep thinking about the dual life you lead, that of culture's darling and that of a person with fragile edges. The stage gives you language. It lets you say things through melody that might otherwise stay locked inside. Maybe that is the gift of performance, to translate private ache into something communal. In the hush, a final thought arises, steady and clear. You will sing again. You will step into light and give a voice to the complex little truths you carry. And when the curtain falls, you will continue to live the long quiet between performances, with all its small singularities. You rise from the bed one last time and stand before the mirror. For a long beat, you simply breathe. Then you whisper to your reflection, not as a practiced line, but as a real confession. "I am Marilyn Monroe." I sang and the room remembered, and I remember myself. Take a slow breath and let the sounds of the night soften into silence. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are iconic yet human, glamorous yet vulnerable, admired yet thoughtful. Every smile, every glance, every performance carries a piece of your spirit. You are the courage to live fully, the grace to face the world, and the strength to embrace your truth. Being a woman means blending softness with power, charm with authenticity, and dreams with resilience. You are Marilyn Monroe, and your light, presence, and influence will live on. It begins with something subtle. You're Marilyn Monroe, and you're sitting in the back seat of a long black car, the soft leather cool against your bare arms. The city lights flicker through the tinted glass as the car glides past. It should be another glittering night, another premiere, another celebration. But inside you, there's a tension, a whisper you can't shake. Tonight is different. You had thought this person was your friend, someone who laughed with you at parties, someone who shared whispered secrets in dimly lit rooms, someone who promised they'd stand beside you through the storms. But whispers travel in Hollywood faster than any car, faster than any spotlight can shine. And now you've heard the rumor. They've sold a story about you. The car slows. Flashbulbs wait ahead like a wall of lightning. You straighten your dress, the satin smooth beneath your fingertips. You put on the smile, the smile the whole world loves. But inside, your chest aches. The chauffeur opens the door. A roar of voices rushes in. Marilyn! Marilyn, over here! Who are you wearing tonight? Is it true what they say? That last question stings. You don't even know which rumor they're shouting about anymore. There are so many. But tonight it feels sharper, because tonight you know that one of those stories didn't come from a stranger. It came from someone you trusted. You step out, your heels clicking against the pavement. Cameras explode in bursts of light. You wave, lips parted in that perfect practiced smile, though your heart beats unevenly. Inside, the voice whispers again. Who betrayed you, and why? Later at the party, the music hums low and rich, a jazz band filling the air with warm notes. Champagne bubbles glow in crystal glasses. Laughter rises like smoke. You drift through the crowd, sequins brushing your arm, perfume heavy in the air. People surround you, adoring you, wanting something from you. A picture, a word, a laugh. But your eyes find them. The friend, standing in the corner, laughing, their hand wrapped around someone else's arm. They see you, their smile widens. For a moment, you almost believe the lie, that nothing has changed, that it's still safe between you. But then you hear it again, from someone new. Did you read what they said about you? I can't believe they knew such private details. The words stab deeper than the flash of any camera. You walk toward them, slowly, each step heavy with the weight of what you've heard. They tilt their head, still smiling, still pretending. And then the two of you are face to face, the jazz music a blur behind you. Why? You whisper. Your lips hardly move, but the word carries. They blink, feigning innocence. Why what, darling? Your throat tightens. You told them, about me, about things I trusted you with. They laugh softly, a laugh that once felt warm. Tonight it feels cold. Marilyn, this town runs on stories. You of all people should know that. The glass in your hand trembles. You want to throw it, but instead, you set it down gently on the nearest table. The smile remains on your face, the smile for the world, but inside, something cracks. You weren't supposed to be one of them, you say. For a heartbeat, their eyes flicker with something, guilt, or maybe just annoyance. You'll survive, darling. You always do. Besides, they were going to find out eventually. You turn away before the tears can show. The crowd still buzzes, still laughs, still reaches for you. But something is gone now. Something fragile has broken. Hours later, when the lights fade and the car takes you back home, the silence is heavy. You kick off your shoes at the door of your mansion, walk barefoot across the polished floor, and sink into the white couch. The room is too big, too quiet. You think about how people adore Marilyn Monroe, the legend, the goddess, the dream. But Norma Jean, the girl behind the smile, still longs for someone real. Someone who won't sell her secrets for a headline. Someone who won't betray her trust for a paycheck. You whisper into the empty room. Who can I trust? The words echo, and only silence answers. You pick up a notebook, the leather cover soft beneath your hand. You write it down, slowly, deliberately. Fame gives you everything, except true friends. The words sit heavy on the page, black ink against white paper. You close the book, press it to your chest, and close your eyes. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are the smile that hides the wound. You are the friend betrayed, yet still radiant in the spotlight. You are the woman the world adores but doesn't truly know. You are stronger than they realize, even when it hurts. You are Marilyn, and you carry both the dream and the heartbreak. The morning sun spilled gently through the large windows of your Hollywood suite. You are Marilyn Monroe, And already the day has begun, not with paparazzi or interviews, but with a feeling you have come to know intimately, the weight of expectation. The world doesn't just want to see Marilyn Monroe. The world wants to feel her, in sequins, silk, satin, and the shimmer of perfection. You stand before the mirror, wrapped in a silk robe, your fingers trailing over the delicate fabric as if drawing courage from it. Designers, assistants, and seamstresses are already arriving, each carrying sketches, fabrics, and ideas. Their voices overlap in a hum of excitement. Marilyn, the gold lame gown will shine under the spotlight. This one elongates your figure beautifully, see? And the cut on the back, bold yet elegant. You nod, letting your thoughts drift. The fabric is not just cloth. It is identity, a shield, a mask, a language all its own. Every dress tells a story of confidence, of desire, of power. Every gown you wear is scrutinized, dissected, adored. And you have learned, over years of flashes and whispers, that fashion is as much about survival as it is about beauty. The designer spreads out the sketches on the marble table. You lean forward, your eyes scanning the lines, the curves, imagining how each garment will move with you. He looks up, eyes sparkling. Marilyn, this one, the red satin. It's bold. It's unforgettable. It screams confidence. You bite your lower lip, feeling the thrill and the burden of it. And will they remember me or just the dress? He tilts his head. They'll remember both. You are inseparable from it now. You are the dress, the glamour, the magic. You laugh softly, the sound almost lost in the rustle of fabric and chatter of assistants. But inside, you feel the familiar pang. Norma Jean, the shy girl from a small town, still lingers somewhere inside, watching the transformation. And yet, you let the gown become Marilyn Monroe, flawless, dazzling, untouchable. Hours pass in a flurry of fittings. You slip into gown after gown, each one more elaborate than the last. A pearl white dress with a plunging neckline, a sapphire blue satin gown that clings to your curves, a golden lame piece that seems to glow under the studio lights. Seamstresses adjust hems, pin folds, brush stray curls from your neck. Every movement, every turn is a delicate choreography. A friend enters quietly. Do you ever get tired of all this? You pause, tilting your head, the tip of a sequin brushing your shoulder. Sometimes you whisper, but clothes, they let me tell a story. Even when words fail me, the dress speaks for me. Your friend nods, watching you spin lightly before the mirror, the gown catching the light like liquid gold. And do they see you or just the story? You smile faintly. They see Marilyn Monroe, but I see Norma Jean, the girl who just wants to twirl and breathe and be free. By noon, the photo shoot begins. The cameras click, lights flash, and the world outside waits with bated breath. Each shot is a careful balance of glamour and naturalness, a dance you've perfected over years. The photographer leans close, adjusting a strap, whispering, "Tilt your chin just a little. Now hold that smile." You obey, not just because of experience, but because you understand the power of the image. A photo can immortalize a moment, capture a dream, make the world swoon. You are not just wearing the dress, you are becoming the story. During a break, you sit in a chair, letting the fabric drape around you. The photographer's assistant approaches, offering a small plate of fruit. You pick up a strawberry, thinking about the paradox of your life, adored yet alone, famous yet longing for authenticity. Every gown, every accessory, every pearl necklace is both a celebration and a barrier. Later that week, you visit a designer's atelier. Rolls of fabric spill across the floor. You run your hands over silk, chiffon, velvet. You hum softly as sketches are pinned to the wall, imagining how each design will translate into photographs, premieres, and magazine spreads. "Marilyn," says the designer, "we are crafting not just clothes but your image. Every seam, every fold, every shimmer matters. This is how the world will remember you." You nod, understanding. Fashion is not frivolity. It is power. It is influence. And in the hands of a woman who knows herself, it becomes immortal. Days pass. You attend fittings, premieres, and magazine shoots. Each gown is another character, another story. A simple black dress for elegance, a sparkling silver gown for drama, a soft pastel number for innocence. You are a living canvas, painting emotion with every choice. But it is exhausting. You often lie awake at night, thinking about the girl who once wore nothing but simple cotton dresses, who walked through quiet streets without anyone noticing. That girl still exists inside you. Sometimes, in a quiet moment, you remove the pearls, undo the curls, and let your hair fall free. You look at your reflection, whispering, "I am more than silk, more than sequins." And yet, you cannot deny the magic. Fashion has given you life, fame, and influence. Women copy your hairstyles, your makeup, your choices. Designers dream of creating for you. Photographers long to capture you. Every dress becomes a symbol, every accessory a signature. At a private fitting one evening, a close friend says softly, "Marilyn, how do you carry all of this? The attention, the dresses, the expectations?" You run your hand over a flowing gold gown, your fingers tracing the seam. It is not always easy, you admit. But a dress is more than fabric. It's armor, it's confidence. It's a voice when words fail. The friend watches you, impressed, understanding. You smile, turning to the mirror once more. "And sometimes," you say, "it is my way of being remembered." Long after the cameras fade, the dresses will speak. And so each day you continue, choosing, trying, adjusting, transforming. Every gown, every jewel, every fold is deliberate. Every photo shoot immortalizes a moment. Every red carpet is a performance. You are Marilyn Monroe, the woman the world worships. The woman who became a legend not just through her films, but through her style. Even when alone, you sometimes lay the gowns across your bed, imagining the reactions, the letters from fans, the admiration that will echo through decades. Fashion is your language, and you are fluent. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are the shimmer in sequins and the curve of satin. You are the laughter behind the curls, the whisper beneath the diamonds. You are the woman who taught the world that clothes can tell a story, and beauty can be power. You are both Norma Jean and the legend, soft and brilliant, fragile and eternal. You are Marilyn, and every gown, every choice, every moment has shaped who you are. The night is quiet. Los Angeles stretches beneath you like a sea of flickering lights. Distant and untouchable, you are Marilyn Monroe, sitting alone in the soft embrace of your Hollywood apartment. The city hums faintly outside, a lullaby of honking horns and distant laughter, while inside, the silence presses close. For a woman whose life has been lived under constant observation, moments like this, rare, private, unobserved, are the ones that reveal the truth. You lean back into the soft chair, your fingers brushing over a throw draped across your shoulders. Its fabric is soft, warm, but it is no armor. The gowns, the cameras, the diamonds, the applause, those have always been armor, protecting you from the raw edges of life. Tonight, you have none of it. Tonight, you are simply Marilyn, simply a woman. And behind the mask of the world-famous blonde, Norma Jean still lingers. The apartment is quiet, except for the faint ticking of a clock. You sip slowly from a cup of tea, savoring the warmth, feeling it seep into your bones. And as the liquid warmth spreads, your thoughts drift to what your life has given you and what it has not. Fame, beauty, power, adoration. Everything you ever imagined a Hollywood star could have. And yet, the ache remains. Fame gave me everything, you whisper to the darkened room, except the one thing I longed for most. A soft knock interrupts your reverie. Your closest friend enters, careful not to disturb the fragile stillness. They set down a small plate of cookies and sit beside you. "Marilyn," they say softly, "you seem lost tonight. Are you thinking about everything you've been through?" You nod slowly, gazing out the window. "I'm thinking about the life I wanted, the family I dreamed of, a love that would endure." Your voice falters slightly. "I thought that once I became Marilyn Monroe, the world would give me what I wanted. But it didn't, and maybe it never could." You take a deep breath, letting it fill your chest. Your thoughts wander to the earliest days of your life, back to the girl who once wore hand-me-down dresses, playing quietly in a small sunlit room. Norma Jean, a girl with dreams so big they seemed impossible, imagined a life of warmth, laughter, and belonging. She imagined children running through her home, a partner who loved her quietly, sincerely. You remember the innocence of those dreams, pure, unpolished, untainted by cameras and applause. Marilyn Monroe has achieved so much more than young Norma Jean ever imagined. Her name is known worldwide, her beauty studied, imitated, revered. People copy her hairstyles, her makeup, her laugh. Designers, photographers, directors, all have shaped her into a legend. And yet, each achievement, each applause, reminds her of what remains out of reach. "Do you ever wonder," you ask softly, turning to your friend, "if people even see me? Or do they just see the idea of me, the Marilyn they created in their own minds?" They look at you with quiet understanding. "I think they see the real you in glimpses," they say. "But you are a rare woman, Marilyn. Complex, deep, more than anyone could ever fully understand." You smile faintly, letting the words settle. But inside, you know the truth. People adore Marilyn Monroe, the star, the glamour, the smile. They do not always see the woman beneath, the one who longs for stability, for love, for peace. You think about the men you loved, the fleeting moments of intimacy, the romances that burned brightly and vanished just as quickly. Each one leaves a mark, a tender ache, a reminder that even fame cannot shield the heart. You rise from your chair and walk to the window, the night air cooling your skin as it drifts in through the slightly open pane. The city sparkles below, endless and indifferent, a mirror of the public's gaze, and you reflect on life, on beauty, on what it means to be a woman in a world that both worships and scrutinizes her. "Being a woman," you whisper, "is complicated. We are expected to shine, to please, to be beautiful, yet strong. We must be gentle yet unyielding, adored yet never truly known." You pause, fingers resting lightly on the windowsill. "I have felt the joy of beauty, the thrill of a dress that fits just right, the power of a smile that stops the room. But I have also felt its weight, the expectation, the scrutiny, the loneliness. The contrast is sharp. Fame is intoxicating, yes, but fleeting. Beauty is celebrated yet scrutinized, often leaving the woman behind, the glamour unseen. And as Marilyn Monroe, you have experienced both the highest admiration and the most isolating loneliness. Returning to your chair, you open a journal, its pages filled with intimate thoughts, poetry, reflections on the life you have lived, and the person you wish you could be. You read softly to yourself, I am more than the blonde the world adores. I am Norma Jean, the girl who dreamed of family, of love, of quiet happiness. I am Marilyn, the woman who shines in the lights, who laughs in front of cameras, who dances across the world's imagination. And yet, I am tired of always performing, of always hiding the heart behind a mask of perfection. You set the journal down, tracing the words with a trembling finger. Even in fame, even in beauty, there is a longing that cannot be captured by flashbulbs or applause. Hours slip by. You think about your dreams, the home you never had, the children you imagined, the love that stayed just beyond your reach. You think about quiet mornings, the sound of laughter echoing through sunlit halls, the warmth of a hand held without expectation. Each memory, each imagined moment, carries the ache of unfulfilled longing. Do I regret my life? You ask quietly, almost to yourself. No, and yes. I have danced, I have laughed, I have been adored. But I have also known emptiness in ways fame cannot touch. I have known nights when the applause fades and the quiet is deafening. A tear slips down your cheek, quickly brushed away. You remind yourself, your life is extraordinary. Few experience the level of impact, adoration, or glamour that you have. And yet the heart wants more than applause. The heart wants presence, intimacy, peace. Your thoughts drift to your public persona, the expectations thrust upon you, the careful construction of Marilyn Monroe. Each dress, each hairstyle, each pose is part of a delicate architecture designed to enchant, distract, and mesmerize. And while you mastered it beautifully, the cost is measured in solitude, in fleeting love, in a longing that no camera can capture. You are more than the star they see, you whisper into the night. You are a woman who feels, who aches, who dreams. The apartment is silent. The city hums outside. You close your eyes and allow yourself to imagine what life could have been. A family, a partner who loved without pretense, a quiet home filled with laughter. These dreams, though unfulfilled, remain vivid in your mind. They remind you that beneath the glamour, beneath the fame, beneath the image, you are still human. Time passes. You rise once more, moving to the mirror. You gaze at yourself. Marilyn Monroe, the icon, the star, the woman whose name will echo through history. And yet you see Norma Jean in your reflection, the girl who longed for simplicity, for love, for peace. The juxtaposition is sharp, almost painful, and yet it is yours. Both identities coexist within you, inseparable, beautiful, tragic, and real. Finally, you sit down, pen in hand, journaling one last reflection for the night. Fame gave me everything I could ever imagine: beauty, admiration, power, and influence. But it did not give me the quiet joys I craved. A loving family, a steadfast love, peace of mind. Yet I am grateful. I have lived vividly, loved deeply, shined brightly, and though some dreams remain unfulfilled, I have left a mark the world will never forget. You close the journal and look around the room. The gowns, the awards, the photographs, all tell the story of a woman who lived boldly, who dazzled, who became immortal. But they cannot tell the entire story. Only you know the yearning, the quiet ache, the depths behind the smile. You are Marilyn Monroe. You are the laughter that filled the camera's flashes, the tears behind the diamond-studded gown. You are the girl who dreamed of home, of children, of love that would endure. You are the woman who became immortal, yet never stopped longing for simple human connection. You are Norma Jean and Marilyn Monroe, intertwined, fragile, radiant, eternally complex. You are Marilyn, and in every moment, every longing, every heartbeat, you remain a legend, a woman, a dream, and a story the world will never forget. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe to Calm Celebrity to explore more celebrity lives. Like this video if you felt connected to Marilyn's story, and share it with friends who love Hollywood legends. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below which celebrity you want us to imagine next. Your support helps bring these stories to life, and your suggestions shape the next adventures. Stay tuned, and let's step together into the lives of the stars.